In this video, I am going to help you overcome all of the confusing messages that the world gives all of us men about what real masculinity is. And by the end of this video, I will have given you a set of very clear ideas and definitions of qualities that make up authentic, genuine masculinity.
Ah! Oh! Oh!
I really appreciate you coming back to watch some more videos with Real Talk for Men. I'm Jeremy King, and I want to tell you, I'm just going to cut to the chase. This whole video isn't just me trying to find another way to get people to watch a video. I've been in men's groups for about 10 years now, and I've sat in circle with men from every walk of life. And you can ask any 20 men in any given moment, what's masculinity mean? And you're going to get 20 different answers. Some so radically different from the other that you wonder, like, where did you even hear that? If you're looking up masculinity as a term, you can see that there are a lot of people on YouTube talking about it. The reason why I made this video is because I think there are a lot of topics, the ones that I'm about to cover, that you may not have been hearing about. And I want to share them with you because I know they're going to make a difference in your life. I grew up in a very confusing world in the 70s and the 80s. Masculinity was like hair metal or sensitive guys or hippies or bikers. There was no, what is a man? There was certainly no discussion around it other than there's a real problem men have been creating in the world and we need to overcome it. So I was growing up in an era where men were meant to be much more sensitive and in touch with their feelings, which honestly is not a bad thing at all. It's just where everything goes from there. My goal for this video for you is to help you have some of the same clarity I did, which is to understand you, me, and every man on this planet was born to be here for a reason. And that reason is our own. It's our goal, our mission, our journey. So what masculinity means to me won't be what it means to you, because you are a unique, sovereign man with your own agency, your own mission here. And I want you to be able to hear these qualities and make them your own. So let's just start off by asking, what the hell does the world even know to begin with? Who are you listening to? You get to decide from now on, who do you listen to, including me. I want to give you my very best. My list of what I think the qualities that I've seen define masculinity, and they're going to empower you. Because, like I said, the goal is to clear up this whole issue so you know who you are and that masculinity for you can be authentic. It can be a real expression of you. It can be the fullness of everything that makes you who you are. Before we get going any further, I want to invite you, check out the link below in the description. It's the very first link. Andrea and I have created a huge library of enormously helpful material. We want you to have it, and it's completely free. These are things that can actually make a difference to your life right now. There's a whole series of things that we've taken the time to break down really complex topics and present them in a way that you can digest them and understand them and actually take action on them right now. Please check them out. We want you to have them. Number one, masculinity is the pursuit of a man's genuine purpose. A man without a purpose is a man that has nowhere to go. And if you don't let your good side or your good nature find something to do, then your dark side will find something to do. It'll find a purpose. Purpose is like an all-driving engine. It it motivates and guides and pulls and directs a man. That masculine energy is looking for that outlet. It helps in decision making. It's one of the best ways for you to feel confident. When you know what your purpose is, or you're really looking into what is my purpose and you're going for it, it gives you a sense of self-respect. Confidence doesn't come from, like, it's not something you can go get. Confidence comes from competence. Competence is the things that you do, things you're already doing, the understanding that you have that you are capable of a lot. Purpose is the place where you make that happen. And I want to give you something very important to consider. This is like at the root of all of it. Purpose is not defined by what you do, but by who you are. There is something that men have struggled with for centuries. I have sat in circle with men for decades, and one of the loudest problems that men deal with at the root, the things that are driving their traumas, their pains, their doubts, and resistance. I don't matter because I'm not doing enough. And what that means is you get your value by what you do, not who you are. Don't fall for that trap. Purpose is an opportunity for the fullness of you, your authentic you, your unique mark on this universe to show what it's made of. So the end result isn't what makes you who you are, it's who you are making something. Don't fall for that trap. Your value comes from the fact that you matter and you're amazing, and the world wouldn't be the same without you. Here's a little secret to throw into the mix of purpose. Do you cry at movies when the hero wins? When you're crying because the hero is winning, that means that some part of you knows that a part of you isn't truly living. That means that your purpose is still just a little bit away from you, but go after it. Those tears you shed is a way for your body to say, hey, something in you isn't alive and it wants to be alive because the hero won and it wants you to win. And you're going to find that through your purpose. Second on the list, it's okay to be a man. I mean, what choice did you have? You have a right to be here and you matter, and it's okay to be a man. It's what, like anything, we do with it. What are you going to do with the fact that you're a man? You're not responsible for the patriarchy. You're not responsible for things that you didn't do. The patriarchy isn't your fault. The history of how men have treated other people, including women, other men, children, you name it, the earth, the environment, the universe, you are not responsible for something you didn't do. And one of the things that society has mistakenly done is to project all the things that they feel onto an other. And that other, in this instance, is men and masculinity and the history of the shit that men before us have done. I'll be happy to apologize for things that I've done to make amends for things and actions and thoughts and whatever. If I've done it, then I own it. But if I don't, I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to do it. And look, feminism isn't the problem either. There are definitely things that modern feminism has done that's gone way too far, just like every freaking else that's going on in this world. Everything anyone's ever tried to create to bring balance, to bring awareness, to say, those of us on the receiving end actually have something to offer, and you have no right to put us on the receiving end. Let's look at what is real and what makes sense. But understanding why women were asking, can you be more sensitive? Can you understand your feelings better? Can you have more empathy, compassion? Can you be more inclusive? Those are all good things. Those are all things we benefit from. So, in that regard, feminism isn't the problem either. Number 3, embrace the wild man, the depth within you. I mean, get mythical, explore the deep. A masculine energy goes into the deep to find what's really true. You want to know how to be authentic? Embrace everything that makes being a man a man. Embrace the wild man inside. So I mentioned confidence. Where does confidence actually come from? I've got some great news. We're going to talk about qualities that allow confidence to actually be much more present in your life. The wild man goes down into the psyche. The wild man is that part of you, the one that wants to discover why and figure out what can I do and how can I do it? What's going on inside of me? The wild man is that primal part of you that's like, I've got a purpose, I've got a reason, and the things that are in the way cannot be in the way anymore. I'm going to go to the bottom of that well and I'm going to dig up all of that shadow and find the gold in it. The masculine energy of the wild man knows it has a light side and a dark side. There is so much to being a man, to being a human, to being a person in this universe. And we all have two different qualities, if you want to simplify it, a positive side and a negative side. And as you research and understand this part of you, the wild man's like, you know what? They're both good. They both help me. They both contribute to the power that I have. And that's one of the biggest benefits of being in the wild man. The wild man is a connection to your vitality, the unique thing that makes you a man. that energy within you that rises up, the thing that helps you overcome, that energy and that boost and that just source of strength, the vitality that helps the world know you're alive. The wild man is a part of that. The wild man helps you get in touch with your instincts, your gut feelings. The more you connect to that primal part, that animalistic part of your brain, the one that your senses is communicating with all the time, you get to hear that. And the wild man helps that come out in such a powerful way. The wild man is not afraid of what it finds, which means you're going to have a real deep sense of understanding, of self awareness. The part of you inside that's coming alive is going to understand who you are. You can look in the mirror and go, I know what's going on. I know what's going to get in your face, and I know what's going to get in the way, and I know what's going to help us get through it. That's the power of the wild man. And that brings us to number 4. A masculine man has liberated himself from his parents. He's no longer a part of the mom and dad story. He's a part of his own story, the one that he's creating right now. Masculine says, Mom, I don't need the milk. I don't need the kisses goodnight. I am standing on my own 2 feet. And part of what the masculine does in this regard is to open up what's true for that man. Part of the problem in the identity that a lot of men have is that they were told by example, whether it was conscious or intentional or not, they saw the example of males and females discussing what they think the other one is. My mother taught me what she thought masculinity was. I don't want that for me. My father or other men in my life, they showed me what femininity was. And that did not help me get closer to women. That helped me be more of the wrong kind of energy. Part of this is to extricate yourself from all of that. You get to decide. The masculine creates its own identity around, I'm not going to listen to what other people have to say. I'm going to discover it for my damn self. I grew up in a single household. My mom was my only parent. I was born in 1970. Dad was nowhere to be found. I grew up in a school system. I went to 18 different schools, and the majority of my teachers were women. I had almost one example or one way of thinking about what masculinity was, what it meant to be a boy, what it meant to be a young man, how embarrassing it was to go through puberty. You're done with that. Another secret to this parenting issue, your current partner, the one that you're looking for, the partner that you dream of, they're not your future mama either. There's that old saying, don't be a mama's boy. That means that the part of you that hasn't completely let go is still looking for that role to be fed or met by someone else. You can't do that. It's no one else's responsibility to be your parent anymore. Part of the masculine energy in removing itself from being a child is that it doesn't need to be anyone else's child ever again. If you put that pressure or that responsibility on your future partner, there's a part of them that may enjoy it for a time, but that isn't the purpose of connection. Whether it's how you treat your employer, like you're supposed to take care of me, or it's your friend group. If you're putting the expectations of a void inside of you on anyone else, eventually people notice somewhere subconsciously, hey, I'm being shoved into a void that isn't mine. And then they don't want that responsibility and it's not theirs to begin with. Be your own. Be your own. Number 5, masculinity creates containment, and containment is known as safety. What we mean by container is sort of like a metaphoric wall, a boundary, or a container like a clamshell or a steel trap, where the people that I love and that I care about can be safe inside of it. When people know that they can count on me, when I can look at them and I say, I've got you, then they know they can put down their sword because I'm the man in the house and I've got this container ready and safe for everyone. When the people in my life can be inside of that and they know that they can count on me, they know how they can expect for me to behave, I can act, that I'm reliable, that I'm going to do what I say, that I'm congruent, that I communicate. When I have that masculine energy present, they can be themselves. They can go, I can relax into my feminine energy. I can relax into my creative energy. I can relax into my flow. I can explore and just be without having to accommodate or take up the slack for the masculine that isn't there. That's part of the role of the masculine. Make a container for the people you love and want to protect to feel safe in. Here's a practical example of containment and what I mean by this. In a very personal level, Andrea and I are very powerful people, and she had the responsibility of being a mom and a single mom for like well over a decade. What that means is that she has had to have the masculine and the feminine role together. I was a single dad for a long time, and I often had to be the masculine and the feminine. And it created an imbalance, especially in me. Like my daughters didn't always have the father, they always had sort of a soft in between place, trying to nurture and discipline. And it creates ambiguity. In our relationship, ambiguity sucks. We want no part of ambiguity, and it sneaks in. We're human. But where containment helps is this: Andrea has been wanting to fully experience and live in and flow in her feminine energy and her mother energy. But she's had to hold the sword. She's had to be the masculine for a very long time and hold the family together and protect them and nurture them. And so, what I get to do by creating containment, by creating a safe space, by protecting this family, by leading, by being a leader, she then has the opportunity to put her sword down and go, and take a breath, and her nervous system can release. That is one of the greatest gifts that the masculine can give, not only to your partners, the people you love, your children, your friends, your coworkers, if you hire people. If you create containment and you are a leader, you allow people to not have to do that. And then they get to step into what their role is and what's really great for them. They get to express themselves in a way that they normally can't. And they get to do that because you've stepped up. Be the container. Number 6. Masculine and feminine are also, and first and foremost, and primarily, energy. They are a force of nature. They are a duality that dance together that all of us have in us. I have a masculine and a feminine side. I have been an artist for most of my life. The act of drawing and creating and writing and singing, that's a very feminine energy. I don't mean female, I mean feminine. And as I protect my family, and when I go to the gym, and when I solve problems, that's a very masculine energy. And I don't mean male, I mean masculine and feminine are a lot more than biology. They are like the creative force of the universe. Every man has masculine and feminine within them. I have two amazing horses here, Rain and Mojo. My wife brought them into my life. That's a male in the black and female in brown. There are definite biological differences between these two, but energetically, how they feel, the way that they show up, it's a model to me in its beautiful simplicity. Masculine and feminine energy is safety and power and flow and creation and love and compassion and strength and resolve and being a warrior and saying yes and no and black and white. It's all of these things and something that you get to harness and make part of who you are. Masculine and feminine are not strictly genetic, they are also energetic. Now, here's an additional piece of information that may help clear up some of the confusion. If you've been in relationships that don't seem to line up and that they get a little out of control, masculine and feminine need polarity like magnets. They need to be able to be attractive, not repulsive. Masculine energy and feminine energy, they want to dance with each other, yin and yang. They want to spin and create and be something powerful together because they are better together when they're operating together and dancing together. If you're in a relationship, whether it's your friendships, at work, whatever the case is, polarity is where if somebody is really embodying the masculine or the feminine energy, then don't do that with them because that creates conflict. In a relationship with Andrea and I, both of us can't be masculine. Both of us can't be feminine. I mean, we can, and sometimes it happens, but it doesn't create unity. It doesn't create the dance. What it ends up leading to is conflict, or that we're trying to occupy the same space and we can't, or that we just become really neutral. And neutral sucks. Neutral energy is kind of like, here, high five, love you, bye. There's no energy there. Polarity is the secret to the masculine and the feminine. Look into yourself whenever you're feeling something and ask, what kind of energy does this embody? And what do you need? What kind of energy would you need for the situation or the circumstance that you're in? Do you need the creative flow? Do you need the masculine warrior in the black and white? What do you need? Number 7, masculinity is resolve. It is facing the darkness so that you can liberate the light. It's going down into the shadow to find the gold, to be resolved that if something is in the way, and that thing, that obstacle, whatever it is, the memory, the trauma, the situation, the belief, masculinity is the power of resolve that says, I'm going through it, I'm going to walk through the fire, and nothing is going to stop me no matter how it feels. The masculine owns its shit. The masculine doesn't look in the mirror and not know who that person is. As you've seen in the other bits here, the masculine owns its own inner world, its own inner space. It's like a psychonaut that can't get enough of going in. It will face whatever it has to, no matter how it feels. It will face the emotions, the pain, the glory, the excitement, the pride, the joy, the sadness, the depression, the disappointment, the heartbreak. It will face it. Because when it's not facing what's true, then it sits in a lie, or it sits in a completely broken, unresolved, ambiguous space, and the masculine is not ambiguous. So it will go and find it, and it will go do the work no matter how it feels. Resolve is also one of the ways you can bring that wild man energy in, because as I said, the wild man is very self-aware. And instead of being dominating and stepping on or steamrolling people as you go find your, use your resolve, you're doing it with kindness and compassion and understanding. Because the masculine, in its pursuit of its purpose and building the confidence that comes from accomplishing the things in that purpose and in that journey, they can do it without having to hurt anyone. In fact, like Rocky running down the street with all those kids behind him. You inspire people to follow you. Whatever it is you're doing is so fucking amazing that it's inspiring people to do the same. Oh, I got to do that. I got to be where that guy's going. Be the leader. Be the inspiration. And have the resolve to go where you know you're supposed to go. You're following your gut. And the masculine resolve says, thank you. These are all the tools inside of you. And resolve is like the glue. It's like that powerhouse behind all of the things that we're talking about. Let the masculine bring you to where your life can go. It's amazing. When you look in the mirror and you know, I'm non-negotiable. I'm not negotiating with my weaknesses and I'm not negotiating with my limitations. I am resolved and I'm going where I intend to go. I got some notes here. When we're talking about that the masculine knows that it can deal with whatever's going on inside, no matter how it feels, let's talk about what happens to men when they don't deal with what they're really feeling. This is not the pleasant part of this conversation, but it's really important because this is the masculine energy trying to protect us. Since I was 15, I think I've got at least 10 friends over the years that have taken their own life. 75% of the suicides are men. 30 men per every 100,000. 35 to 64. That's the age range where most men call it out and they're like, they cash in their chips. Depression. The majority of depression in this world is experienced by men. These statistics are actually global. Depression. 6 million cases of depression in men every year. 1 in 4 maybe sometimes gets help. Loneliness. This is an epidemic, man. Loneliness. 15% of the world's population of men feel like they have no friends. And in 1990, that was only 3%. So it just gets lonely, and then it leads to all the other stuff. And finally, there's a stigma here. And we've been talking about this through the video. Masculinity, again, it's not Rambo. It's not the big buff guy. It's whatever it is to you, the unique man that you are, at any size, at any shape, at any kind of energy or likes or dislikes. 60% of the world's men feel underappreciated when they're more heartfelt, when they're more in touch with their feelings. 60% of the men feel like they're not respected at all. And further, oh man, 55% of the men who are much more softer, who are more cerebral, more intellectual, maybe they're much more, just have that personality. 55% of them feel like they're just completely overlooked. I mean, look at the dating apps. I want the alpha male, the 666 thing. It's an epidemic, and that's what the masculine helps protect us from as men, from going down this road. When we don't have a purpose, we'll find one, and if it means running our purpose to the end and cashing in our chips, it'll do that. I don't want that for you. If you enjoy this kind of conversation, if you can't get enough of my little put-ems, please like and subscribe, share the video, and best of all, comment below. Tell me what you thought. Am I full of shit? Or is there something that's helping you? I want to know. I'm all ears, and I want to engage with you and learn more about you. Please like and subscribe and become a part of what we're doing here. And finally, number 8, masculinity is a teacher. It is a provider. It is a father. It is a brother. It is a companion. It is loyalty. It is empowerment. Do I need to tell you how badly boys in this day and age need a healthy, powerful, balanced, embodied masculine example? Actually, how deep do we need to go on this one? I didn't have a dad that was in his healthy masculine space. I didn't have a dad really at all. So I had to find one wherever I could. And it was all very unconscious because little kids don't think things in such black and white terms. And there's YouTube channels where people just show kids how to do simple things like shave and change a tire and all the things that the masculine around the 60s and 70s just fucking abdicated their entitled responsibility to bring to the next generation. And we've been suffering for it for a long time. Let me tell you a very personal story about my life. When I was 15, I was an aspiring young illustrator, and I was pretty damn good. I mean, you can look up my name and you'll see my portfolio. I thought that was what I was going to do with my whole life. I was so blessed. At 15, I found a mentor. My friends and I in little Muskegon, Michigan, where I was running around, running amok, trying to find my way, I found a group of friends that was just uncanny talented, and we found a mentor. Us teenagers full of hormones and dreams found this amazing man named Scott Rosema. He took us under his wing. That was really the first time in my life I ever benefited from understanding what a mentor and a teacher and somebody established, a man, taking a young kid under his wing felt like. I didn't have a father figure, and this man stepped into a place that I'll never forget. I think so much of my life has been shaped by the memories I had from like 16 to 18. I'll never forget them. Be that for someone. As I said in the beginning, God knows it's no secret that kids need someone to look up to teach them and to guide them. Because if you don't do it, someone will. Is it going to be social media? What kind of a world do you want to leave behind, and which kind of a world do you want to create now? There are thousands and thousands of kids around you that probably need you. Go find one. That's my invitation to you. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, and participating in this discussion with me. I would love to hear from you personally in the comments below. This is something Andrea and I love doing, helping men find their true self and get past the blocks, get past the resistance, and let that real man come out. If this has been helpful to you in any way, I would love to know. If you feel like it's full of shit and you have some things to say about that, I especially want to know that. So please comment and let's have a discussion. The world needs you.
Ah! Oh! Oh!